So let's talk about customization, because everybody's retirement plan is different.
Yeah.
Everybody, the way that they got to retirement is different. So how do we create a solution to meet an individual's needs?
Right. So first things first is we understand what their goals and aspirations are, because everyone's is different, right? So before we even start to customize a solution, we have to understand the destination, which is the goal, right? And then from there, we then have an education and discussion process, and then a final agreement before we recommend an investment solution that's customized to meet those specific goals and objectives.
Okay.
So that might include superannuation. It might include investing in real property.
Mm-hmm.
It might include making more, making more contributions into super. So there's many different strategies that we consider, and they're quite holistic in a way, to ensure that we left no stone unturned to make sure that we help our clients achieve their goals.
Okay, perfect. And so another word that's thrown around these days is diversification. So what's the difference between diversification and customization?
Yeah, so customization is specific to the individual. Mm-hmm. And the reason it's been customized is because they have a specific goal or aspiration that they want to achieve. So that's why that is what is custom to them or tailored to them. Mm-hmm. Diversification is about not having all your eggs in one basket, and having different access to investments to diversify your exposure to any particular asset class.
Okay, yeah. And diversification is a common investment tool?
Well, yes, it's a common investment strategy to use. That's because, again, we don't know whether an asset class is going to outperform in any given year. So what we do is we use it firstly to manage risk, so that you're not overexposed to any particular asset class. And secondly, it's about understanding that there's ebbs and flows in markets, and you want to be exposed to certain asset classes that could outperform, not just to avoid risk, but actually to take advantage of opportunities.
So we're not putting all our eggs in one basket?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not.
All right. And so can I do this myself? Is there enough information out there for me to be able to make a conscious decision that's going to provide me with the outcomes that I need in retirement?
Well, of course, Brent, there definitely is. I would even say there's an overload of information out there.
Yeah.
And some of them might be helpful and some might not be too helpful, depending if you're discerning enough to understand what those information is. And I find that this actually is a problem, because for someone who's looking for answers, they get too many answers but probably not tailored to what they're looking for. So what we do is, the other choice that you have is you can come and see us for a no obligation 20-minute consultation, where we really take the time to understand what it is you're looking for, what your goals and aspirations are, and we then tailor a solution that matches that.
And I think that that's something important to consider. General information is general, and it's not specific, and so unless you understand the outcomes, the implications, then you shouldn't be taking it on its word.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you can end up taking advice from the internet, which have not taken into account any of your personal circumstances, and it might not actually be the best solution for you.
Okay, and everybody's super balance is different. Some people are going to have more, some people are going to have less. Are we seeing a strategy that differs depending on whether someone has more or someone has less?
Well, it's really about the kind of goals and aspirations that they have, because you're absolutely right. These balances, for example, younger people, they tend to have lower balances because they've been investing for a shorter term as compared to someone who's older, right? So they tend to be what we call more aggressive in the way they invest, because they want to multiply their small asset base, right? And then for older people or people that are closer to retirement, they've had the time to increase their asset base, their super balances, and they tend to be not as aggressive as younger folks, because for a start, they've been working longer and they're getting tired, so they want to get closer to retirement, which means that they don't want to risk as much of the asset base in that time.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And so the other thing I suppose that people would be thinking would be fee structures as well, because they realise that quality information doesn't come cheap.
Yeah.
So how do we work with a client that has less super? They need to get more, but they have less risk that they're willing to take, and they're going to be more fee sensitive compared to someone who has a larger balance, is going to be less fee sensitive and would potentially be prepared to take a more aggressive strategy to grow.
Yes, so how we look at that is the types of investments that you invest in. So lower fee structured investments, they're what we call passive investments. So passive means that there's no active management done within the investment. So if you look at the ASX 200 or the S&P 500, they are what we call indexes. So so what happens is that when you want to invest passively, you effectively get an investment that replicates these indexes. So if you see the market go up, your investment will go up. If it goes down or volatile, it'll go down. But then the fees on them are quite low, very sharp. That's because there's no active management.
Okay. And
then on the other side of the table is what we call active managers, where what we do is they try and outperform these indexes to get you a bit more more return. But as a result, they do more research. They have to talk to more to more CEOs and and chief financial officers of these businesses to get a really good insight on the prospects of these businesses. So what they do is they have a higher cost structure compared to passive funds.
Okay. You touched on something interesting then, access to fund managers and people like that. Let's have a bit of a conversation about someone like me who's going out and doing their due diligence, trying to understand the landscape and where to put my money, versus someone like you who maybe has access to people that I wouldn't be able to get access to personally.
Yeah, so someone in your position, yes, you got access to the internet and read a lot of this information, but it's about you might get enough information. Now, it can be good or it can be quite dangerous if you don't get the right information and you act on it. Right? You could end up taking too much risk for what you perceive might be a low risk investment. As opposed to what I do, I literally talk to these fund managers. I have meetings with them. I go to investment seminars with them to really understand who they are as people and understanding what they're focusing and then recommend their investments to my clients.
Right. And
I suppose it's about getting behind the curtain. Yeah.
Why do these people want to have conversations with you? Why do you get access to these people? What's the benefit to them?
Right. So they work with me because I look after a lot of clients who have investments that I look after, and by talking to me, I can then reposition some of the portfolios into some of their funds. Okay. So that's why we talk.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Very insightful. And so I've gone to the internet. I've tried to find the information. I may be at a turning point, at a fork in the road. Can I come and talk to you about these things?
Absolutely. I think for most people, that's probably a good starting point. Before you even talk to us, do a little bit of research so that you're coming in having at least a better understanding of what you want and what's available out there, and then we can have a good conversation about whether these products that you've researched are suitable for you, or there may be others that are available that are more to your style.
Yeah, and I think that the takeaway there is knowledge is power, and power is knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.